Alex, hello.
Adam,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Off of work, I'm tired. The Cup Final is on though, and that's always a good time of the year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, always.
Except for when Gary Bettman talks, that's never fun. Do you want to get that out the way? Just talk a little bit
You
about
want
that.
to? Oh, we're gonna start with that. I listen. I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were gonna start with a certain extension,
We can get to Caufield. Let's just
but
get the commissioner out the way
okay.
because there's one thing I want to mention that I don't think is news. I'm surprised people talked about it because we knew that the result was gonna be the result we got.
Oh,
The
the
cap's only
cap.
going up $1 million.
Mm,
Who was surprised? I'm not. I'm
oh, I'm
so
not
happy we had
surprised.
this debate. It was just never gonna happen. I
we
hate
need
this league.
we need the content, man. We need the content.
Um,
No, I'm not surprised.
um,
Bush League, but not surprised.
what really upset me about that press conference, and then sort of the man, I hate listening to Ron McClay and Gary Bettman. I used to really like their interviews with each other, but then over the years, I've slowly grown towards. I hate seeing these two people have sort of how do I put this? It feels like they each take off a glove and lightly slap the other. Like I just hate their back and forths. And the one that happened before the finals was just like it felt like an ad because it was like, hey there, by the way, so you know how the Leafs have the All Star game, Rogers are involved. So
Oh God.
since they kind of own us, we're doing our little bit here. Listen, I hate when the commissioner talks like because it's like oh, the game is never safer, and he gave George Peros the seal of approval. Of course he did.
Of course.
We're
Yeah,
not in
because he's
expansion
gonna
mode right
come.
now. Yeah, we
They,
know. This is what he always said.
he said they're not in expansion mode.
Yeah, he's like people
Interesting.
are involved. People are interested. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
I hate this league. It's
No,
just
it's just
every
all
time he
lawyer talk,
talks,
right? It's all lawyer talk.
he
I
says
feel
what
like it's
sucks
like that with
about it.
all commissioners, though. I feel like when any of them come out, I'm like, what am
I
I
can
supposed to take
tolerate
from
Adam
this?
Silver speaking. Rob Manfred, no. Gary Bettman, no. Absolutely
Rob
not.
Manfred is funny though to listen to
I
because
mean,
there'll be a quote
yeah,
like
when Bettman
when he called the World Series trophy a hunk of metal,
yeah, that was pretty bad. Okay,
right?
I'll get that. At least
There's a
Batman has
quote.
some sort of. I was about to say, does he have respect for the game? I don't know. He's never trashed it too much, but I don't think he likes hockey. Like, I
I
don't think
don't know.
Manfred likes baseball.
I like the conspiracy theory that Gary Bettman's a secret agent from the NBA.
Well, because he came from the
He came
NBA,
from
didn't
the
he?
NBA. He did. He did.
That's stupid. That's I mean, he's done a great job of letting basketball get ahead of hockey.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
It's what was it back in the day that famous was an ESPN piece of why hockey's hot and why basketball's not.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine like that being said today.
Oh,
It's the opposite,
the complete opposite.
which is just it's just hockey's such a fun game, but man, it just keeps being held back by its major league.
It's funny because you know how I keep saying that I think MLS is going to be bigger than the NHL. And I think I don't know what number I would put it at. I think 5 years I've been saying
Yeah, around
done.
there.
It's over. It's
Well,
over. The
because Messi's
MLS is
coming, isn't he? Is
Messi's
that
coming.
official?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. Because there
Done.
was
The
there was
battle's
that
over.
word. There was that word about like he was gonna go to Miami. Then there was thing he was going to a Saudi team,
No, yeah, there was
and
the rumor,
then
but today he confirmed that he's coming to Miami.
okay,
And
good.
so over. The battle's done. The
I mean,
battle's done.
we already have to the golf of the sport of golf is already the thing about that blood money. It's nice to
Yeah.
know that it's good to know that Messi didn't go there because I think that would have really stained the legacy. And I think Ronaldo's already dealing with that. So yeah. But hey, good for Lionel. That's a sport. Well, I mean, to be fair, I can't really compare the higher powers of hockey versus, soccer because it's not like soccer executives are the purest of people.
Oh,
I
dude,
definitely would
they
not put
actually
people
might
like
be worse.
FIFA. Oh,
They
they were
might
definitely
be
worse.
worse.
Yeah.
They're definitely worse.
They're there's a certain place in hell for FIFA.
Yeah.
I don't think that's too much of a stretch to say.
No.
No,
No,
absolutely
no,
not.
no.
I guess we can talk about some of the big stuff. Yeah, I mean Bettman. I mean, yeah, great, fantastic. Everything I expected Gary Bettman to say, he said. so fantastic. I think everything else we've talked to in the weeks leading up, everything that was expected to be said. So yeah, I hope everyone's happy. Great, fantastic, Mr. Commissioner. I can't wait to see you again next year. That's a joke, by the way.
I liked how before, I think it was last week, he was given an award.
Oh, like an achievement for the jersey for the electronic boards, right?
No, this let me double check what the
What
award
was this, some
was.
sort of achievement award or whatever?
Yeah.
That's such a wasn't that like the week before it was announced that the Coyotes? Oh, that's something else. Apparently, they're still
Yeah.
committed to
No,
Arizona.
that was just before. So Bettman received the Sports Business Journal Lifetime Achievement Award. And it says the NHL commissioner was recognized
Great.
for the growth of the league and the creativity in 30 years on the job.
I don't think creativity is a word I would ever use in a sentence with Gary Bettman. But I mean, that's sir. Who gave this to him?
The Sports Business Journal.
Okay, well, I know not to read that place then, because Gary Bettman. Sure. What's the most creative thing that guy has done? Can we see it's creative that he expanded to Vegas? Maybe.
Maybe.
Beside that, I mean,
Bring back Winnipeg
yeah, great.
after getting rid of him.
Yeah, I don't really know what to else say about Gary Bettman's creativity, but that's him. Okay, let's talk about sort of the headline of here.
You
We
know
have
what? I
about
know what's real creative. I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead. We got time.
The number of lockouts this league has had.
Yes,
I'd say that's
or
quite
just
creative.
Bettman. Just Bettman.
Well, yeah. Under Bettman, I mean, I'd say that's
Yeah.
quite creative.
It's
But sorry,
it's like
move on.
it's like a clock when he goes. It's like
Yeah,
broken
yeah.
clock twice a day works. Well, Gary Bettman, there's gonna be a lockout. Oh, I can't wait for them not to go to the Olympics. By the way, it's just
So excited.
this is not gonna happen. Okay, let's talk about the big news. We haven't talked about the Habs for like months because they finished fifth last and the playoffs happened. But the big event is here, aka Cole Caufield has finally been extended. They kept saying don't stress. They kept saying that it was going to get done, but fans continued to worry. Because obviously the last high-profile RFA they had was offer sheeted. That was Kotkaniemi. But the young man Cole Caufield is here to stay. He signs an 8-year extension with the team. The AAV is just shy of Nick Suzuki's cap hit. Cole Caufield signs for $7.85 million. The total worth
Was
of
his
that
jersey
deal?
number in it?
No, 22
Okay.
is not
No,
in it.
I just wanted to ask.
But yeah, oh boy. And the value of the deal is a total of it's a lot of money, $62.8 million. Not bad. If anyone's curious, there is a $5 million signing bonus for the first 2 years. And that's it, which I find very fascinating. And the last 3 years have modified no trade clauses. I believe it is 1 year is a 15-team no trade list, then it goes to 10, then down to 5 for the last year. I'll tell you this, I really, really like the structure of it. But anyway, when we look at it, I mean, first off, I think as a Habs fan, I will say the fact that it is lower than Nick Suzuki's, I think it's only like 100K, but the fact that they locked up this guy for 8 years, the prime of his career, lower than the captain, and you heard a verbal commitment from the guy all year about wanting to be a Hab, along with now paper the pen. I love the deal. I absolutely adore the deal.
That must
I
be
won't lie.
nice, right?
In what way?
Oh, signs 8 years,
Yeah.
reasonable number.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
Oh boy.
No,
yeah.
I'm done. I'm not saying anything. I will
Okay, good.
I will say though,
Yeah.
no man, is there a downside to this deal?
I don't
Maybe
think
Rich
there
next
is.
year, maybe.
Yo, if
What?
he had stayed healthy, he was going to be a 40-goal scorer.
Yeah.
I'm happy to pay a 40-goal scorer close to $8 million.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
totally okay with that.
Once I didn't want to bring up the cap, but I feel like I must.
Oh, I know what you're going to say, and I've been waiting to say it. So
Once the cap goes up, like so next year or this coming year, it's going to be 83 and a half, right? So once it bumps up again in the year after to whatever number it's going to be, which I think is going to be the high 80s, it's a steal.
Oh yeah,
It's a steal. It's not even a question.
So obviously the big thing is right now escrow will probably be paid whatever the players owe for the 50-50 split is going to be paid off next year, and that's when the cap will start getting its big bump.
Right.
Is what we always talk about. So here's something that was going on. Obviously, Dom Lucians, I think, started feeling a little personally attacked by Habs fans when he did you see that tweet where he saw breakdown of certain players like star players should be 8.4 above, top line players like 7.8.
I think I saw it going
Exactly.
around.
Yeah, exactly on what he was trying to say for Caufield.
Oh,
I thought it was
I
interesting.
didn't read
Listen,
into it like that, but okay, sure.
yeah, no, it was the timing was suspect. Plus, Jay Fresh kind of said, "We get it, Marner," and then he was like, "Yeah, it felt very on the nose from Dom." I have talked to Dom before, obviously for my article. Like but I just thought it was very interesting the
And
timing
did
of
you
that.
attack him?
No, I remember I was flat out. I said to him, obviously, he was not in the piece because the piece was about gambling stuff. But I
Yeah, yeah.
said to him in one of our talks, I'm like, yeah, see, you were right about the Nick Suzuki stuff early in the year. And he's like, yeah. But I thought he was being a bit sort of like facetious about like, this is exactly, I think he was basically saying it was a perfectly fine or perfectly fair deal when you look at the numbers. Listen, I absolutely love paying goal scorers because remember how earlier in the year, I think it was an owner of the Stars, may have been their big owner. I remember because people from the Stars call out their players, feels like every month. I remember one of them basically said, I think it was before Jason Robertson signed, that star players or goal scorers wanting all the money and there was nothing for the lower guys. And they came on the
Hmm.
show and they said, with all due respect, I don't care. And I'm not going to watch the Stars for Radek Faxa. I'm going to be there for like Hinson Robertson. The Habs have not had a player like Cole Caulfield. I don't know, maybe since
Since
a
Max
player with
Pacioretty.
since I was gonna say even like a prospect that this team has been the fan bases have been excited about since PK.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
if we're
Yeah, no,
talking
that's a
about
good
a
point.
a forward with this goal scoring ability, you would then say Pacioretty.
Pacioretty.
And I believe in our friend Patrick Talon, who we had on the show, agrees that I think Caulfield's ability to score goals has the potential to be even greater than Max Pacioretty.
I
Fun
mean,
fact,
all
Max
he has to
Pacioretty,
do is score a couple goals in the playoffs, and we're chilling.
and he did that.
And he did that.
He scored some big goals, man. And made some
No, he
big plays.
did.
He
He
is a
did.
playoff performer. It was one
I know
run,
it.
but he
Yeah.
was really, really good in that one run. My phone is on. I don't know if you hear that. It's on silent, but the dings are still going. So that's worrying. So do not disturb is going to go on. So here's what I really, really like. So like I agree in paying an elite talent like
Hmm.
Cole. And I just love him. I love it. I don't care that he can't play defense. I don't care that he's maybe not the greatest playmaker. Um, he puts the puck in the back of the net, and this is a market that has been starved for superstar forwards. In like my lifetime. So pay the man. Like I honestly, Alex, I thought it was going to be around if it was close to 8.5 was what I thought was going to be. It ended up doing. Um,
Sure.
did you see any of Caulfield's quotes from his presser?
I saw a couple of them, I think. Yeah.
So a big thing coming out, and obviously his agent Pat Brisson also sort of echoed the fact that it was important to the Canadians that the number for Caufield came in lower than Captain Nick Suzuki. Now there
Dude.
is a thing here that what helped is there is a I think it was Nick Suzuki would have gotten more money. I may get this mixed up, but Pat Brisson basically explained Suzuki was actually a year closer to UFA.
Mhm.
So they had to give him more money, technically, if you look at it, because you're buying another UFA year.
Yeah.
Which I think that's actually a very, very good point.
No, yeah. Can I the more quotes I hear, the more angry I get.
I
Do you
know.
know how unbelievably angry I got?
Because how angry did that Sid Sixzero tweet make you? Yeah, I can.
Because the thing is, he's not wrong, but it's like I can't take it seriously when it's from him. And so you have my upsetness for Brendan Shanahan continues to grow. I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that. Like, let's go. I respect
understand.
it. I respect it fully. I mean, listen, didn't the Boston Bruins do that for how long?
What guys taking? Well, let's
No,
not
no, not
forget
guys
that.
taking less. Not
Oh,
I don't
okay.
mean guys taking less. I mean a structure,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah.
salary structure.
Yeah.
Until McAvoy broke the bank, and I mean, listen, respectfully, he can break the bank. He's allowed
It
to.
was. I think his contract was a the market was set by Darnell Nurse and his then agent Ken Hughes. Funny enough,
No, go
and
Seth Jones. Seth
and
Jones. Go before that.
oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, then no, yeah,
Darnell Nurse was getting Darnell
and
Nurse was not
then
getting that
yeah,
money before
and then
Seth
Hughes
Jones.
used that as the comparable, and then everything. You know, that was the Rowensky. That was the summer of what are we doing with these defense? Did Stan Bowman give that deal to Seth Jones? He must have, right? I think he
Let me
did.
double check. I'm pretty sure he did. Let me double check.
So it's just funny because McAvoy that was
Yeah, he did.
the going rate for a top pairing defenseman, but it's still like it's stupid how that's still a value contract. But yeah,
Yeah.
even Pasternak's a sort of
I was gonna
Pasternak
say.
is still a big number compared to what some of the people still say the Bruins. You know those. Remember, I had a really big problem with Marchand and Pasternak's first deal being discounts, but they signed
Yeah.
for numbers that are like Pasternak and McAvoy arguably could hit free agency today and get more than what they signed for in Boston. I think it's pretty safe to say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would you be surprised if Pasternak hit free agency and got more than McDavid?
No.
I
No.
wouldn't either.
And I'd give it to him gladly.
Yeah, like, and so the point I'm making, I guess, is now the salary structure in Boston is set once again. As long as Pasternak and McAvoy are on the team, there's no defenseman who's going to be making more than 9.5,
Yeah.
unless the cap jump. Like, listen, the cap's going to eventually jump, and I think we're going to see guys get close to that. Maybe I don't know. It depends on the players they have, but
Mm-hmm.
no one's getting more. No forward's getting more than Pasternak at
Yeah.
11.25.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, all respect to Montreal and Ken Hughes and Jeff Gordon for setting it up this way.
Yeah. I mean, I just love the idea. The big thing for me is again, I can get over top guys making X amount of money. I love young players when they get term. I just love the fact that I can see now those two, Suzuki and Caufield, are locked up and they are here
Right.
and they want to be here. You know, it's just that I think there's an insecurity with Habs fans at times. That for a long time the only guys who would be in Montreal. So we look at it, right, is like a guy like Josh Georges. I remember people really made fun of the fact that he wouldn't waive his no move or he wouldn't. I think he was a free agent and he wouldn't sign in Toronto. Now a lot of people made fun of that because it's like you're Josh Georges, but like Habs fans, that meant a lot because you're not going to the big rival, right? Like for the longest time, it was depth guys that were like, "Man, Montreal's so great. I want to stay here forever." Now there are exceptions. Obviously, Carey Price committed 8 years. You know, now he did, get like an $80 million contract. PK Subban obviously wanted to be here forever, and they shipped him out. Brendan Gallagher is not that ilk of player, but still he was one an exception. But he is with all due respect, I think Cap's a top six forward when he was, years ago. Obviously, his injuries have caught up with him. But I think what's nice about this from a fan's perspective is you now have the two players that are the core of this that are special players that are the ilk of players that the league is going towards skill, speed. People think Suzuki's slow by it, but he plays quick. He's a quick boy. He's just like it's weird. But you know what I mean? It's like this is the future. This is what Habs fans have wanted in players for years. I know Vegas are big monsters, but
I was gonna say,
that.
I'm like, listen, I mean, we watched the playoffs, right?
Yeah, but they'll figure that out. They have the rest of the lineup to figure that out.
No, I agree.
But it's just a thing of I think from a fans thing, it's nice to see that these guys are Habs and have committed, and he didn't break the bank. They didn't hold out for big deals. It's
Adam,
just
stop.
I'm
You're
sorry.
hurting me.
It's
You're
just
hurting me, man.
I'm not
Like,
taking
come
shots
on.
at the Leafs.
No,
Guys, but,
I know, but still, it hurts.
Yeah. Oh God. But yeah, no, I love it. The man is here to stay, and now it's just Now it's just back to worrying about who they're taking fifth overall.
Mitch
Yeah.
Gov.
I mean, if he's there. If he's there.
Yeah, obviously if he's there. I mean, if
Please
he's
don't take
not,
Reinbacker. Please don't do it. Or Divorcey. Please don't do it. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared. Okay.
yeah.
Where do you want to go now? We have a few options. We have the finals. We have Babcock. We have some other coaching stuff I'd like to touch on. We have a three-way trade, and from that, an extension and speculation about another potential trade that could be coming. Where would you like to go?
Let's do the finals. Why not? Let's get
Okay, I think
nuts.
that's fair. So as we're going right now, the Florida Panthers are down 2-0 going back home. Game 3 is tomorrow, which is annoying because I was hoping it was tonight because I had tomorrow off and I could have stayed to watch the game, but no, thanks. Oh boy, Alex, what do we say about the first two games other than listen, this is my perspective in all of this is Alex, what have we seen the Panthers do extremely well in their first three rounds? What was their identity in a way?
Be an absolute pain in the ass.
Yeah. Now, from my perspective at least, I think we all knew this about Vegas, but I feel like we've forgotten about this. Um, Vegas is also full of pricks. And I think right now, the Vegas Golden Knights are not only playing the Panthers game better, but I think you're seeing the discrepancy I think you're seeing it in depth. I think you're seeing it in performance of elite talent. That is me taking a shot at Sasha Barkov, which you know I love that player. But I think you are just seeing a Vegas team where there are no passengers and there is a mentality of a champion there. I hate to say this at 2-0, and Alex Baumgartner is ready to prove me wrong if the Panthers come back. I told you I wanted Florida to win this series, but I think it's over, man. I don't know if it's going to be a sweep, but this Vegas team look unreal right now. And I think they continue to tell everyone who sort of forgot that they were a top contender in the West. Yeah. And I think they're remembering last season, the way it ended, and everyone giving that team crap. It's almost like Vegas against the world from their first year, but instead of being the lonely Padawan, they are now the Sith Lord in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I think you pretty much nailed it on the head. I think, to me, from what I've watched, from me watching, I've thought Vegas have been the better team, and I think there's a combination of things from Florida's perspective, which is, I think Bobrovsky has come down to earth a little bit, and I just don't think, and you bring up depth, right? And I just don't think, I don't think Florida's defense has been particularly fantastic. I think some of them are getting exposed, and again, it's a battle of the biggest pain in the asses, and I think Vegas is winning the battle, and I think it's ironic some of the tweets we're seeing about the referees.
Okay, I'm happy you mentioned that. Listen, there is a certain full circle moment in seeing Radko Gudas get just sort of lean out, and people calling for penalties and seeing, man, I'll tell you, I will agree that I don't like the fact. I think Kachuk getting thrown out was a sort of very much of a reach call, and I don't think you need to do that. But I mean, this is unfortunately the way that officials in the playoffs work. And again, it goes back to my point of, like, I'm going to repeat myself here. Vegas are beating Florida at their own game. And it's a game that, when you think about it, I think a big criticism of the Panthers last year was they were too soft.
Sure.
And obviously that was a criticism of the team earlier in this season by Matthew Tkachuk's own father. This Vegas team has been playing this way for a couple of years now. You know, even Jonathan Marchessault, who is a small individual, is like a Tasmanian devil. cute animals, by the way, if you just look at them. But obviously they have their names for real, but the cutest little things. But their jaws are apparently like the strongest like mammal. It's weird, man. I'm not even
Okay.
kidding. Don't ask why I know that.
No, I won't.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Vegas
no,
Golden Knights are Tasmanian Devils.
they're
Yes.
playing. They're playing the same in terms of like physicality and being pests. They're playing the exact same game as Florida. And Vegas is pushing it, I guess, the boundaries a bit more. And and listen, like Florida did that for 3 series, right? Like, I'm not trying to discredit Florida of anything. I want to be clear. They did that for 3 series and it really, really worked. It worked. And Vegas might just be doing it better right now. The other thing with Vegas too is Aiden Hill has been an absolute menace in net.
Did you see the clip of the control room after he made that save?
I
The
didn't.
paddle save? So it was I can't remember if it was the Rogers one or who exactly, what truck. And what I mean is like one of those control truck or
Yeah, yeah.
control rooms where they, for anyone who doesn't know, where it's like a thing of camera one, show this, this, and this. So they go through it, and obviously you hear the thing of like, I'll do this, 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 this. And it's really funny because obviously in the broadcast, not long after they showed the incredible sort of like, again, full circle moment here, showing the Braden Holtby save in 2018?
Yep.
2018, yeah. Of 2018 Vegas Washington's final. And yeah, in the moment in like the broadcast room, they're basically saying like the guy, like the director or whatever, is basically saying, "Hey there, guys, we gotta fucking he's basically saying like he's the one who said like, oh, I'm thinking of Hopi right now." It was just sorry, I got distracted by a text. But it was just like in that moment you saw like how these guys run. Of course, you and I, hopefully wanting to get into sport media one day. I just found it really, really fascinating. I really screwed it up. I got distracted there. But it was a whole thing of like, in that moment, how quickly the guy remembered that Braden Holtby save.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really, really cool. But no, Aiden Hill is we talked about how close and how difficult it was going to be to decide a Conn Smythe winner. And I think, and I hate that I know this because I hate betting, but I think they were showing at one point Jonathan Marchessault was the betting favorite. Yeah. Aiden Hill has really taken the back. You know what I realized? I was listening back to last episode. I think I accidentally said that Laurent Brossoit was the starter. So apologies to Aiden Hill on that. But, it's last episode. Or I was talking about their goaltending and I cringe.
When was he the starter? At the beginning of the playoffs, wasn't he?
I know. I thought he was right now. I think he was at the start of the playoffs, and that's where I got it mixed up. But it's really funny that I don't know how many people know who knew who he was before this series.
Yeah.
But I have people at my work who are like, as I'm leaving today, I see one of the supervisors, great guy named Chris. Great guy, Chris. And he's talking to me about Aiden Hill. I'm like, what? I didn't know people, with all due respect to Aiden Hill, but there are certain players, obviously. Remember how for a couple of years I was always like, I don't think nearly as many people know who Connor McDavid is compared to Sidney Crosby.
Mm-hmm.
It's just surprising because you and I are obviously such fanatics to the point we've been doing a hockey podcast for like 4 or 5 years. It's just like people casually in the warehouse are like talking about Aiden Hill. I'm like, it's just kind of cool to me. I don't know if I'm thinking too much about, I don't know. It's just really weird to me. And again, remembering that this is like technically their third, fourth goalie.
You know what's wild is
the Minnesota Wild.
He's a UFA.
He's a UFA?
Yeah.
Yo, he's getting paid.
He's getting paid.
So who's gonna sign him? Who's gonna overpay for a goal?
Ottawa.
Ooh.
Buffalo.
How about DeBrincat for Carter Hart, and then they sign Aiden Hill? Oh my god! It's on.
Buddy,
Alex,
what's going on over there?
My phone is on silent.
It's on silent.
And
is it your computer?
And my notifications are turned off on my computer.
What's going on over there?
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm so sorry.
I
turned them off specifically because I needed to. Oh my god! But I'm
gonna say Ottawa or Buffalo.
Because here's the thing, I want Carter Hart in Montreal really badly. Oh no, we're talking about Aiden Hill, aren't we?
Yeah.
I say Pittsburgh.
You think Dubas brings him?
Yeah, don't get Tristan Jarry. Don't extend him. Please don't.
No.
Don't do it.
It's why I don't know if we talked about. I don't think we did talk much about his press conference, but his answer about Tristan Jari was just hilarious to
I
me.
did not see that. What did he say?
Well, I mean, he pretty much said we're gonna have to take a look at Tristan Jari. It was just
Oh,
like, oh well, you're gonna because he goes, what was it? It was similar to like what True Living said about Keith, where he goes, well, I mean, I have my preconceived notions about Keith or Jari or whatever,
yeah.
and we're gonna have to we'll sit down and we'll talk about it.
Oh,
I'm
well, that's
like, for Keith, that seems like he's staying, but for Jari, I don't know.
I still can't get over that the only change the Leafs are going to make is it's Kyle Dubas.
Don't
Anyway,
even get me started.
um,
I've gotten so mad at people.
yeah. But anyway, I'm excited for Game Three.
Yeah.
I just want to say this because I have enjoyed. I didn't get to watch a lot of Game Two because again, work.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, emptying a trailer full of booze gets you really tired.
Yeah.
But like, I know a lot of people sort of ragged on this series looking into it, or even the Final Four in general got a lot of shtick.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm being entertained by this series.
Oh, it's very entertaining.
Like I'm trying to think. Last year was Tampa, Colorado really nasty? I think there was
Parts of it.
animosity, but was it like did we have like Eichel getting hit by Kachuk? We didn't even mention that, but like
No,
but
what a
like
hit.
I know, and it was clean. I was like,
So clean.
man, I love a good clean hit. Like that was
That's
chef
beautiful.
kiss.
That
Like
was
big
beautiful.
saves. I know you want it to be a more competitive score overall. I mean, Game Three, man, the Panthers are going to win. I'm going to look an idiot, but I'm enjoying the series a lot. I really
No,
am,
it's a great series.
and we have to savor the hockey because it's almost done. Hopefully,
That's true.
hopefully this off season's as crazy as it was last year.
Well, I
And
mean, it's off to a pretty good start.
And there it is because we have a three-way trade to announce, Alex. By the way, did you see today that we have a second part to this trade that isn't directly to do with it, but it is an extension, and we will get there a little later because it has to do with the LA Kings. That was me stalling, Alex, while I was quickly trying to get up the three-way trade. Because I have it on my phone, but I have over 200 pictures on my phone, which for me kills me because I like having like 60, and I couldn't find the graphic. I got the TSN trade tracker up, Alex, but instead they don't have it as a three-way trade. Could you please do it because I have screwed up, Alex? Thank you.
Okay. We'll start with the Flyers. The Philadelphia Flyers acquire from the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yes.
A 2023 first round pick, which will be 22nd overall, which funny enough is actually LA's first round pick, which was from the Gavrikov deal, and a 2024 second round pick from Columbus. They also receive from the Kings a 2024 second round pick, prospect Helga Grans, Sean Walker, and Cal Peterson. The Kings acquire Kevin Connaughton and Hayden Hodgson, and they're going to retain 30% of Ivan Provorov's cap it or salary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The Columbus Blue Jackets acquire Ivan Provorov.
Man, there's a lot here. So
yeah, can I just say, Ken
yeah.
Hughes, for the love of God, trade Josh Anderson.
Yeah, no, I actually, yeah, we need to get on that. We need to get on that.
Now,
listen, so by the way, Danny Briere, let's just say this right now. Very, very, very good first move. As a result of this, now you're probably wondering what's the trade. So obviously the Kings do move Cal Peterson's contract, which is big for them because as a result, they move the cap space to extend Vasilov Gavrikov 2 years at 5.875. I get he's doing the thing of wanting to. I'm assuming he's doing the sort of deal of I'm gonna get money. I'm gonna get short term and then cash out when the cap goes up. And I'm kind of like, you're gonna be 29, maybe 30 when that happens. Anyway, like Gavrikov, he's doing his thing.
Are we going to talk about he's making almost $6 million?
That's weird.
And has a no move clause?
He was really good as a king. I don't think it was talked about, but like,
almost $6 million.
That's just it doesn't. it didn't register with me because I was moving boxes, but now that you're saying it out loud, it's kind of dumb.
Like, what's mind-boggling to me is this was a team that was very, very close to trading for Jacob Chikrin.
That is true, yes.
And their solution was to acquire Vladislav Gavrikov and extend him at almost the same money that Jacob Chikrin makes. I think more. I think he makes more than Jacob.
Doesn't Chikrin make like 4 or something? Or is it
yeah
5?
Let me double check, but I don't know. That's bizarre. That's kind of bizarre to me. That's something that they did this. Maybe I'm underrating Vladislav Gavrikov. Jacob Chikrin makes $4.6 million. So this doesn't look any better for me.
No.
I don't.
That's weird.
I don't get I get dumping salary, right? The $5 million Cal Peterson. They're probably going to extend Corpusalo. I don't know if you heard 32 thoughts.
I have not yet. No.
They Friedman or Merrick, one of the two, were suggesting or were saying that they were working on a trade for UC Saros at the deadline.
I'm sorry?
Yeah.
The Kings were?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Really?
That's what they said. Yeah, man. Yeah.
How did I miss this? When did this episode come out?
Today.
Okay. Well,
it was definitely going.
Details?
I don't remember if they did.
That's
okay. This is what it says. This is what it says. I'm just taking this from Nick Cole Sports on Twitter. It goes, Friedman and Merrick addressed trade rumors for Preds goalie UC Saros and 32 thoughts. Friedman, Nashville did have some conversations about him at the deadline. I think with the Kings, the way that it's kind of going there, I think it would take a big offer. But I think if something did come, they would at least consider it.
Okay. Wow.
Merrick said, I was told that one is blah, blah. I'm just...
Sorry?
It doesn't say what the offer was.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean that would have been pretty good.
Yeah.
We've seen what a combo of an elite goaltender and Phil Deneau has done in the past.
I think my point, my whole point before my whole point was I don't get how they dump this money and they just add Vladislav Gavrikov for 2 more years because they're pretty much they gained $5.6 million in cap space and filled it all up with Gavrikov.
Do you think Mark Bergevin's just really, really he's started to brain rot everyone there about physical defensemen?
I don't know. Maybe I'm proven wrong. But I don't know if he's the defenseman.
Let's Gavrikov? What?
I don't think he's the defenseman for.
Oh, okay. LA, I was about to say he's a.
No, he's a defenseman. I'm sure.
Let's look at it like this, though. Okay, the Kings move Cap, and they at least re-sign the guy they like. Okay,
and they're not done moving Cap to add that on because they want to move Arvidsson.
So, which is weird. So that happened. The Flyers got a great haul, by the way. I think we can agree on that.
Yep.
And at the end of this, the Blue Jackets get Ivan Provorov. Now, I know they wanted to shore up their D. I have 2 things with this. First off, is is Provorov the move there? And second off, what about your centers? I know you got some young guys, but it's just very odd to me that they wanted also like Merzlikins was a very questionable player this year. What about your goaltending? And on top of this, they hired Mike Babcock.
And that's where it is.
And that's where we transition.
And that's where it is. Because I think that announcement, even though it hasn't happened yet, that announcement is the sticking point to all of this. Because as soon as they made that hiring, they were going to make more than one big move because they had to. Now, I don't think they're done, but my thing with Babcock is I think there's two ways this goes. This
Okay.
goes either extremely well or
Uh-huh.
extremely poorly. There's no in between
Uh,
because everyone either buys in or everyone doesn't buy in. I don't think there's an in between with Mike Babcock as the coach of this team. That's just the way I look at it. I think if everyone buys in, then damn, this might be a fine team next year. I don't know. The Metro's a nightmare, like just generally. So who knows where that takes them? But it either go, and I'm not saying it's going to go well. I'm just saying it's either going to go really well or really poorly. I don't know if there's a in between. Similar to how it went with John Tortorella, it either went really well or really poorly in Columbus.
I'm gonna quickly get the standings up here because if okay, maybe there's more coming, but as it stands at this very moment, does the Mike Babcock led Columbus Blue Jackets with Ivan Provorov again? This is Mike Babcock is going to be coaching. Johnny Gaudreau, I'm like whatever. I mean, that guy was like a 100-point player under Daryl Sutter. I'm not concerned about that. I know a lot of
Sure.
people have been. I don't think that's a problem. Um, he's coaching Patrick Laine. Patrick Laine. How do we think that's going to go? Mitch Marner has turned into a Selke caliber player, but him and Babcock had problems. I'm not even talking about the list thing. Like, I'm not even going there. But, like, they had their disagreements. And now we are expecting them, or they are expecting them, and they had injury problems. I acknowledge this. However, they are going to go from the bottom team in the East, and they are going to have to move past the Habs, who, if they are healthy, are going to improve. The Flyers, okay, you can move past them. The Caps, I don't know because there's moving parts there. Detroit, who are weird. Ottawa with some defensemen finally, but goaltending's a question mark. Okay, so we can see them maybe moving up. Are they
Sure.
going to be better than with a Devin Levi in net Buffalo Sabres? With Sidney Crosby leading the Penguins on the redemption tour? Than the Panthers right now. The Islanders, you never know. Are they going to be better than Tampa, Toronto, Boston? I even without Bergeron and Krejci, there's still a lot there. Are they going to be better than the Rangers, even if it's like Laviolette? Are they going to be better than the Devils and the Hurricanes? Like, is this enough for them?
But I don't think it. I don't think they're done. Like, okay, let's talk. Like, think about it like this. Like, everyone's saying, or people have been reporting that they still want another defenseman. Now, people have like linked them to Damon Severson.
That'd be a nice spot.
That'd be nice. They also have the third overall pick. I'm not saying they're going to trade it. I'm just saying they have the third overall pick.
Who they're going to develop with Mike Babcock at the helm.
Listen, I'm fine. Here's the thing, and I think I texted you before. I texted when we were talking about the other day. You suggested Jarmo Kekalainen should be fired.
Yes.
My thing is if it was another poor year, Jarmo Kekalainen was going to be fired. And I still think that might be the case. And I think he had to make a swing, multiple swings, more than two swings, and he started. Babcock and the Provorov trade are swings number 1 and swings number 2. There's no guarantee with either of those moves how well they work out. You just don't know. You better hope that the players are fine with this, because again, if they don't buy in, Toronto. I'm just you saw how that ended.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
I listen, man. It's a weird high. And it's just like, why? Like, that's the big question. Is like, listen, Patrick Waugh has his own problems. Let's not get this twisted.
Yeah.
However, he's gone back. He's won a Memorial Cup. He seems like he's improved a bit. I'm not saying Patrick Waugh is all of a sudden the same. I'm not. It's Patrick Waugh. Remember how public he was being during the Habs GM
Oh
search? Like, it's
my
still
god.
Patrick Waugh. Okay, let's just be honest here.
And not the coach one, because that was too late.
But like, I've never heard a junior player come out and be like, "Hey, Patrick Waugh, you know." I just don't get like
I
after the
agree.
Johan Franz and stuff. Why Babcock? Like, you literally have so many other people out there. I know I've ripped on Peter Laviolette, but for the love of God, Peter Laviolette hasn't been accused of, traumatizing one of his players. Like, man, John Hines is there. I mean, hell, there are so many assistants out there. I mean, you were talking to God, he was in Winnipeg. Oh, he's got a French name. Oh my God.
Pascal
Pascal
Vincent.
Vincent. Yeah. Like, there are so many. You went with Babcock. You went with Mike Babcock. Like, Brad Larson wasn't good. We knew from the start he wasn't good, and you went from Torts to Larson to Babcock. I don't know the last time I've seen three consecutive dud coaches like that. Maybe Treliving with Gulletson, Hartley, and Peters, and then the Daryl Sutter, but Daryl Sutter maybe not, maybe the owner thing, but like those are some. That is a certain sort of trio of coaches there. That's wild. And let's not even forget the guy he had before that, the Bobrovsky single-handedly got fired after going like 0-5 to start the year. Can't even remember the guy's name. That's how bad it was.
No,
Like, that's what are
I
we
don't
doing?
I don't disagree with you, but it's a swing.
It's
You
certainly a
can't say
swing,
it's
man.
not a swing, and we
This
don't
is a
know if it's a
swing that's
miss or
going
not.
down the. I don't watch baseball, but this is a swing that's going on the edge of the white line, and it's like it's about to be a foul or just squeeze out to be a home run. But
Yeah.
like I'm leaning towards the foul, man. Not even an out, like a foul. That's how confusing this is, man.
I think with Columbus, we just have to wait and see what they do at free agency. Like,
Man,
I don't know what this team, and I mean, really, you could say this about every team, but I think with these two moves in particular, it's like, and considering they have the third overall pick, and by all means, it sounds like they're not done yet. I really got to see what this team looks like after the first few days of free agency and see who they add and where they go from there. Because these are two interesting swings.
I was about to cough, but hold on. I just want to quickly look at some of the. So Carolina have their coach, New Jersey have their coach, the Rangers, and I believe Calgary. Just bear with me for a second here.
Yep.
Boston have their guy. Toronto, as of right now, it's probably Michelle. Tampa have their guy. The Islanders still have their guy. Florida still have Maurice. Sounds
Mhm.
like Sullivan staying put in Pittsburgh. That was an alarm. Sorry. Granado is staying in Buffalo. DJ
Yeah,
Smith, I would think, is staying.
that's what it
Lalonde is
sounds.
staying. Carberry just gets hired. Tortorella is like the second most powerful person in Philly. Marty's staying in Montreal. Columbus have their guy. Jared Bednar just got extended in Colorado.
Yeah.
Um, DeBoer's in Dallas. Everson in Minnesota, even though they're a fraud. Vegas have their guy. Edmonton have their guy. LA have their guy. Seattle, I think, extended Hextall. Not Hextall. Hextall. Hackstall.
Paxtall.
Yeah. Winnipeg have their guy.
Mm-hmm.
Calgary don't have
Don't.
their coach. Nashville have
Brunette.
Brunette. Vancouver have Talkett.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis still have Berube, which I don't agree with. Tournier in Arizona. San Jose still have David Quinn, is it? I hate my phone so much. I put do
Yeah.
not disturb
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
now.
Quinn.
Chicago have my man Luke Richardson. Anaheim have oh
Greg
God,
Cronin.
what's his name? Greg Cronin. That's a cool name, but I've never heard of the man before. So we have two vacancies, the Rangers and Calgary. We can flip a coin. It's going to be either
Laviolette
excuse
or
me,
Hines.
Laviolette or John Hines for the Rangers. Patrick Wall in Calgary. Patrick Wall in
I mean,
Calgary.
potentially, but it sounds like they've been talking about Mitch Love and Ryan
Gerard.
Huska.
No, I don't want them. I want Patrick Wall back in the game. I want
Listen, if
Patrick
they
Wall
don't,
back in the game.
here's my thing: is Mitch Love 2 years in a row, AHL Coach of the Year.
But Patrick
He's
Wall.
gone, right? He's gone if you don't hire him.
Yeah, but Patrick Wall.
I don't think Calgary cares.
Yeah, but Patrick Wall.
Patrick Wall, what? The last time he coach the Colorado Avalanche to one of the worst seasons ever?
No. No, so
Yes.
he quit that
Oh,
season
oh,
before,
oh,
which is
oh,
his specialty.
oh,
No, remember
oh. Okay.
he coached
Okay.
them
Good. Good.
to
A
first or
President's
second in
Trophy,
the
right?
league.
Yeah.
And then they lost in the first round to the Wild.
Uh-huh.
And then he quit the next year before they had the worst season in
Oh,
history. In
all
Leafs
right.
history, yes.
Okay. Because he
He's
couldn't
learned.
handle it. Because he
Patrick
couldn't deal
Waugh.
with it.
I want
Just
Patrick
like
Waugh
when he
back.
got shelled. Just like when he got shelled, he couldn't stay in Montreal anymore.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want
That's what
Patrick
Calgary
back.
needs.
I think we
That's
need
what.
Patrick Waugh back.
I mean, he can more than become welcome to go to Montreal.
I mean, we have our guy already.
Okay.
I like Marty. If you
Okay.
want to talk about two opposite people,
Yeah.
you Marty St. Louis and Patrick Waugh.
No.
I love Marty St. Louis, by the way. I actually adore that man so much.
I don't know. It sounds like you adore Patrick Waugh a little bit more.
I just don't go back to the when I thought I was very concerned about Patrick Waugh possibly being Habs GM. I was ready to
That'd be hilarious.
Back. But they went with the right guy. But I'm just saying, like, I want Patrick Waugh. Promote your other guy to be an assistant coach. Be like, you can take the reins, or like, I don't know, figure it out.
So that when Patrick Waugh quits after he can't coach Jonathan Huberdeau, you have Mitch Love there at least.
Man, you're telling me Patrick Waugh and Nazem Kadri wouldn't have a nice like dynamic?
No, I think they'd fight constantly. Actually,
I think that'd be a good thing, though.
No, I don't think to the extent that it would.
Could you imagine him and Markstrom? That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Come on, for the storylines, we need Waugh back, especially in Canada. He'd be such a character.
Fun's a way to put it. I don't know why that's the way I describe it.
Listen, I just want Waugh's going to be a coach again. Watch, it's going to happen. I mean, that or he just goes back to the Ramparts. He doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, congrats. They won the Men's Cup. Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Mark Hunter might
more
be GM
respect
this
for
time.
Patrick Waugh than that.
Hey, don't disrespect Mark Hunter like that.
Mister, what the hell did he ever do as a player? Patrick Waugh's the most Conn Smythe trophy. He's the best goaltender of all time.
Okay.
I can say that because Daniel's not here to debate me, but Mark Hunter, what did Mark Hunter even do in the NHL?
Oh, now it's about the NHL.
Well, yeah. What do we? London. Who have more Memcon? I'm going to assume the London Knights actually have more. I think don't know.
Yeah.
Most Memorial Cups. I think the QMJHL are actually very, very. I'm pretty sure they're actually like historically good at the Mem Cup. I could be wrong about that, but okay. Oh my god. Okay, we can't do this until we history record CHL Memorial Cup. Most Memorial Cups won, not players. Why can't Memorial Cup managers? Why can't I just get teams? What is this? What, Alex? What am I looking at? Ryan Huska, by the way, 3 Memorial Cup wins with Kamloops. It's not funny. Most goals, Dale Howard. Well, no, okay. I need to know.
You want to know a fun fact?
Wait, hold on. Team records, most championships. It's a three-way tie between the Cornwall Royals, the Blazers, and the Spitfire. Only 3? That's the record? Wow. Most consecutive.
For
the Memorial Cup.
Oh, on Wikipedia, it has the Oshawa Generals has the most with 5.
Okay, well then CHLMemorialCup.ca is a fraud.
Oh, I don't know, but I trust that more than Wikipedia at the moment. So
yeah, no, I actually believe that too. Because Oshawa, aren't they like CHL royalty? I should know that because I live in Pickering, but
yeah, you really should. You really should.
That's everything, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, that is.
Where's Carter Hart going? Since they're trading him?
Montreal, hopefully.
Am I allowed to ask why they're doing that?
I don't think anyone's actually has concrete thing that they're interested. I think
no, not Montreal. Philadelphia. Sorry. But yeah, I guess Montreal too. But
I'm going to kill my
Philly.
phone.
Why is Philly? Well,
wasn't there a thing that like they were kind of concerned if Carter Hart wanted to spend his best years in a rebuild, and then Ryan Pagnotta, is it Ryan Pagnotta? I can't remember. And then Pagnotta was like they're working on a deal. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't particularly get it, but.
Man, if we want to do a Josh Anderson for Carter Hart trade, I'm all for it, guys.
I feel like that defeats
How about if they want
Philly.
like a young defenseman back because they've just lost a defenseman, and fucking how about we do a Logan Mailloux package for Carter Hart? I'd be okay with that. One for one.
One for one.
Yeah. Big shot.
Erg.
I think he would fit in Philly.
Oh, I'm sure he would.
Yeah, I
But
think Carey Price can be the goalie coach for Carter Hart, and I can die happy. Yeah.
I mean, I thought Carey Price already passed the torch to Carter Hart during that
You
series.
know, let me be happy. Yeah, yeah.
I was
Well,
just
and now
asking.
he'll come back and he'll hold the Habs torch, the real
Even though
one.
he passed the torch to Vasilevsky,
Listen, the
but
last
that's
time a
okay.
really high-profile goaltender got traded from the Philadelphia Flyers, he won the Vezina the next year. That was Sergei Bobrovsky, two-time Vezina Trophy winner. So Carter Hart's going to do it. He's going to get traded, and then he's going to lead the Habs to a cup.
But I was told that the Canadians are going to tank next year, so
Ah,
I don't know if I believe you.
I think they have a little higher. I don't think they. I think realistically, I doubt they think they're going to make the playoffs, but I don't think they want to be bottom five next year. I think
They
you're just.
shouldn't be bottom five with the roster that it looks like they're going to have next year. To be
I think
honest,
if you're healthy, you shouldn't be. You
yeah,
know, but we'll see. That's everything, Alex. I feel like I'll cough my brains out now. But what is happening? The notifications aren't even coming up, and it's making noises. What's happening? Oh my god, I hate this. Um, I guess thoughts to everyone around like the Ottawa area and all that right now. On my way to work, when I saw the sun, I thought I was
Mhm.
playing Legend of Zelda, and the blood
Oh,
moon had risen, and the enemies were about to respawn. If you get the reference, you get the reference. But if you don't, but yeah, it's freaking weird. It's scary.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird.
So we'll see everyone next time. I don't know, Sunday maybe. Yeah.
Sure, yeah,
Okay. When we talk about some
actually, yeah.
hockey games. It's our favorite thing to do, and that's why we do it. Until next time.